It sounds quite bad that people only found me in the bar, but the bar of the section we were all in, and the section like most people were in, was conjoined. There's just like basically like a fence separating it. So I had a lot of pictures with people at the fence. Um, Sorry to the people that I didn't get pictures, but there was a few people. It got really bad to the point where so what happened was. I only went to the bar for drinks, which I didn't mind so much when people wanted pictures then, or if I desperately needed to pee. And every time I went to pee, I'd get collared, and eventually I'd have to turn around to people and go, "I will have a picture with you. Can I please come back after I pee? Because I will pee myself right here, right now, and it will be embarrassing for all of us." Um, I think I think I said that to some people directly. So sorry if I said that to you. That's probably a little bit weird, but I was going to pee myself. So but yes, and then on the way out, I tried to leave and I had to get to the car, but there was people outside wanting pictures, and I got a few, but eventually I just had to leave. So if anyone was outside and I blanked you, I'm really sorry. I had to go. I literally just didn't have the time to get through everyone. Like I thought I'd get to the end, and then like more people had shown up, and I just eventually had to leave. So if you got blanked, I'm really sorry. I don't like doing that particularly. But eventually I start running out of time, and I'd already planned on leaving way earlier than I did. So yeah, I'm sorry, but it was really nice meeting everyone I met. Everyone was lovely. I had some really nice chats with some people. And if you do have any pictures, feel free to post them. I like looking at them afterwards. It's like a memories thing. So you know. But we all know how these work, people. Hashtag manifold space, and I'm going to read all the tweets from that, and then I will answer questions that intrigue me. The only thing is, my computer's not loading any of the tweets. There we go. Okay, first one. I called you a funny bald guy, and like 30 people agreed. So if there's not clarification that you're a legend, I don't know what it is. Also, please like this tweet because my friend Grace will be jealous. Okay, I liked the tweet because I thought it was quite kind, but thank you. Why do you hate capybaras? I don't think. Have I said that? Am I on record saying I hate capybaras? That was probably exaggerated. I don't feel like I hold strong opinions about capybaras. I neither hate nor love them. You know, they're all right. They're just big rodents. I don't know much about them. But, you know, it is what it is. How you feeling about being a fish? What? Someone made me Nemo. Who's my favorite Disney princess? The first one that came to mind was the one from The Princess and the Frog, but I don't remember her name. But I remember thinking she was quite cool. So that one. Is George in Florida? I had people come up to me in real life and ask me that today. And I'll give you the same answer I gave them. I don't know. I have no clue. Perhaps. That's all I've got for you, sadly. I'm so sorry. What's my personality type? ENFP. Used to be ENTP, but then it became ENFP. But specifically because the 16 personality test then has the T and J at the end. It's ENTPT. Whatever it is, it might not be J, but you get my point. I was ENTPT, and I think now I'm ENFPT. So do with that what you will. Because I've always seen people always get my personality type wrong. I've seen there's like that. I remember seeing what's like a chart of like Dream SMP members and their personality. Mine's always wrong, so then I'm setting the record straight with that one. A lot of these are pictures. You do realize I can't show you pictures, right? Some I can describe, but some of these are just beyond description. You know, and then some of these are from last time. Oh, scrolling back up. You laughed with you. I can't speak. I'm very tired. And I already expressed that I went in a bar, so you know. But which car movie is your favorite? I need an answer for science. Do you mean car as in like Cars, like the Pixar? Because then it's Cars 1. But if you mean cars in general, it's probably actually still Cars 1. Never mind. Planning on doing a subathon anytime soon. It's almost like you know, but yes, I am. I'm planning on doing a subathon soon-ish. You know, the 16 personality types test is not very reliable though. No, I'm not saying it is, but people ask, and that is my That is my answer. Whether it's reliable or not, I do not know. But that is when I do that quiz, that's what I get. That's all I can say. That's a picture of Ed Sheeran saying, "Daddy did not like that kitten." Okay. Let the man pee. True. True, true. What else we got here? What? Oh no. Sorry, I saw a weird video and I was like, oh no. What football team do I support? I don't really care about football that much. I just had plenty of friends playing in this and plenty of friends who were going to watch as well. So I just figured it was a nice opportunity to hang out and stuff. But I did get involved. I did. Me and Tubbo handed out the winning trophy and stuff, which was very cool. And we also gave an interview that I don't think was live. I think it was just recorded afterwards. So that'd be fun. Do you prefer milk chocolate or dark chocolate? Milk chocolate. Dark chocolate's okay though. I don't dislike it. I just prefer milk chocolate. I don't like white chocolate though. White chocolate's bad. Dark chocolate's like sometimes okay, sometimes not so great. And milk chocolate's pretty much always good, unless it's Galaxy. That shit sucks. You planning on growing your hair out? I'm doing it, but I hate it. I was only just before I start this acknowledging to my parents how much I hate the feel of hair against my head. I feel like something's on my head and I need to pull it off because I'm not used to that feeling. It's like really weird. It's like very surreal and foreign. Please don't grow your hair. It makes me cringe inside thinking about you with hair. Someone tweeted. Someone I actually know as well, which is worse. But yeah, you can probably hear my mum. She's been quite loud, so I apologize. Opinions on Dave 26. I think that's a picture of Vicstar. I think you're being scammed on the Tinder. I don't think Vicstar's real name is Dave. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I don't think it's Dave. What's your favorite hat you own? Probably the one I've got in my head right now. You can't see me, but that's all I'm gonna say. I really like the one Tubbo's got though. You know, Tubbo has one of my hats. Tubbo owes me money, not in a malicious sense. Just over the years, I've bought him enough stuff that he now owes me a reasonable sum. And he said he was going to pay me back by just getting me something. So okay. And then we went to our hat store. He's like, "I'm going to buy you a hat. What hat do you want?" I picked out a hat, and I left it in his bag and never took it. So he's still got the hat, and he won't give it me back. So I need to go to his house and get the hat back. But that is honestly one of my favorites when I get it because it's very good. The cock hat is also pretty good. That is also in my office permanently. If you were to fight an Avenger, which one do you think you would have the best chance against? Probably. Let's think about this logically here. Ooh. I think it's probably Black Widow. And I still think she'd kick my ass. I just think I have the best chance against her. Basically, the two options are Hawkeye and Black Widow. Because neither of them have powers. All the rest have powers, which just instantaneously means instant victory. Those guys don't. In hand-to-hand combat, they probably still beat me because they're trained. But they're both pretty equally trained. But Black Widow's smaller. I think I have a size advantage, and that is like it. That's all I've got. I still think she'd kick my ass, but I think I could win that one. I was given the trophy day. It was good. It was fun. I spoke a little bit on the mic at the end, and I enjoyed that. I like speaking, so that was fun. Can you tell? Look what I'm doing right now. Twitter Space. That's also speaking. Isn't that wild? No, I won't be reading that one out loud. Did you drink water today? I'm not convinced I did. I drank plenty of things, but I don't think I ever drank water. Oh, I had a little sip earlier actually because when I was gonna go to bed and then I came and did this. But I was have some water to go to bed with, and I think I had a little bit before I decided not to. Do you like mac and cheese with ketchup? No, I'm not a big cheese enjoyer. No ketchup, mainly ketchup. But I don't always like cheese either. So no, I don't like that. Sorry. Are you going to VidCon? Hopefully. I can't confirm that because I genuinely, not because I'm being like mysterious. I just don't know, but I would quite like to. Yes. What was the most fun vlog to record? For my channel, it was by far the boats. Overall, it'd probably be the skydiving one, maybe. Or one that we did that hasn't been released yet, and I don't know if it'll ever be released. I don't know. I need to get. I want to ask Tom if we can speak about that because I have some good memories from it. But yeah, there's a couple of. I don't know how many scrap vlogs there are, but there's definitely one I've been in. But I don't know if Tom will let us talk about it, so I'll have to see with him. Maybe even that was too much. In which case, I apologize here and now. But I don't think you'll mind. When's the next meetup and who is it with? I don't know. We don't plan these things too far ahead. We don't plan these things too far ahead. Princess Tiana, that was her name. Sorry, my bad. I'm terrible with names. Opinions on split dyeing your hair green and convincing Nikki to do it with you. Well, I don't care about my hair, man. I do that to myself. But Nikki, like, I'm not going to encourage her to do bad things. I'm a good guy. All right, guys. You know, I'll do it myself, but I won't. I'm going to make her do something stupid. Thoughts on Bingus? All right, Bingus. I'm a Bingus enjoyer. Got a yawn. I got a yawn on me. What's your favorite band or artist? I've been listening to a lot of Tyler the Creator at the minute. And that's not to say he's my favorite. I just really struggle with favorites, so I just tell you I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And I've been listening to Call Me If You Get Lost a bunch. But I've also really been liking the Brie Larson cover of Black Sheep by Metric. Coast Modern was a group I was introduced to, or maybe an individual. I actually don't know. But Coast Modern I was introduced to. I think that's it for new things for me. I don't know if I have a favorite. The Smiths. No, it's the Smiths. Because I'm evil. Because I do evil. I'm nefarious. I do evil things. That's why. Okay. Okay, that was some of these. I just don't know how to respond to sometimes. You know. I just don't know how to respond to all these. Did you follow? I didn't play any football. I kicked one ball and I almost got it in net, but I actually hit the side post, which was kind of annoying. But you know, I'm not great at football, so the fact that it was even on goal to any degree is pretty, you know. Sorry, I zoned there. I zoned out. That's my bad. I don't remember what I was saying. We'll carry on. Jack, do you have auto capitalize on your phone? On the iPhone, yes. On the Android phone, no. I couldn't be bothered to turn it off on the iPhone yet. What's the age difference between me and Josh? 2.5 years. And do I have any other siblings? I don't. No. What's your favorite word? Poppycock. I think I've said that before, which usually I just pick the first word that comes to mind when I say that. But poppycock, I think I've maybe said consistently, so maybe it is my favorite word. But supposedly all my friends have pointed out to me that I say in hindsight a lot. So perhaps really it's hindsight, because I say in hindsight all the time. To the point where now I just get laughed at whenever I do it. So probably it's in hindsight. Or I mean just hindsight itself, I would imagine. Jack, do you like cheese? Specifically mozzarella. Mozzarella is alright. I can rate mozzarella. It's my favorite song. I'll probably pick my favorite off Call Me If You Get Lost, but I still struggle. But I'd say it's probably Corso. What's Your Name's really good though. But I'm enjoying that more punchy, sort of aggressive thing. And Corso's like that kind of like angry, sad vibe, which I like. I quite like that sound. I'm not saying I'm angry, sad. I'm simply saying that I like that sound. Sometimes I really like angry music, something with a kick, and I'm really into that at the minute. Where sometimes I really like softer things, and I go through phases, and at the moment I'm just enjoying the more punchy stuff. Oh, where all the tweets go? Why have they done that to me? What's your favorite thing about streaming? I like talking, and I think having people to just speak to is great, and people that will listen. Like, you know, I don't know. It's like I can say things, and there's an audience to interact with. It's not just like recordings where I just say things into a void. That's always a bit like boring. So I like the fact that this is. Yeah, I like with with a live audience, you can like you can adapt. It's so in the moment. I like that. Uh, see. Listen to Corpse? Not often, but I do very occasionally. I won't lie. Feeling any more emotions for another Spotify playlist? Maybe I will. I decided the only reason I called it Emotion One is because I couldn't quite think what emotion it was. I just can't name it. I'm not trying to be ambiguous. Like I just can't quite name that emotion. But I picked like three other emotions I wanted to do, which I'm very clear on what those emotions are. I don't want to say it because I think I just want people to guess. Now I've started the precedent. Now I don't want to say it, but like I at least know what those are going to be. But I haven't got around to it yet. I could put them together. I just I probably will at some point though. Yes, and I might add more to emotion one, but you know, not right now. Is this you? That's not me. It's a picture of a boy with a shaved head. Favorite YCGMA song? Uh, the issue with Your City Gave Me Asthma is I don't think I ever listened to the completed version. I listened to the drafts back when it was called Cocaine Makes You Boring, and there's songs on the finalized version that were not in the draft album. So there's songs that just never made it to the final. But the two that did make it that I know and love are Jubilee Line and Saline Solution. I think there's others that made it as well, but there's some that I completely new I never heard. And they're different. Saline Solution is different from when I first heard it. It has the trumpets. It didn't have trumpets when I first listened to it. It was just guitar. It was just the dun dun. It was like a dun 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 dun. But then obviously the it was, like that's me mouth trumpeting. But you get my point. But it's probably Jubilee Line, but just Saline Solution's very close. Uh, His favorite song from Lovejoy's EP. Well, we're just going through all Wilbur's music. Lovejoy's EP. I think it's One Day, and then probably No, but Sex Cells really grew on me. Like really grew on me. It's probably still One Day. I think One Day just hits, but Sex Cells is probably close second actually now. They're all really good. The only one that I think they're all there's like three that are really close, and then Cause for Concern, which is still good, but like it just doesn't land as hard as the other three for me. You know, that's what I'm saying. What's your favorite animal? Probably otters. They're just cool. I like them. I listened to Inside by Bo Burnham yet. I haven't. I really need to. I listened to some bits, but not in full. And I haven't watched it either, so I should. How tired are you right now? Very. I got an hour and a half sleep last night. I've almost been awake 24 hours is such an exaggeration. I'm lying, but I'm awake a long time. What was the worst vlog to film? Oh, I'll tell you. And it's funny because it's my most popular video, the fishing vlog. I got there and had no idea what to do. And thank God Tommy he helped out a lot, and he had ideas, and he went on the train, and like he kept it fresh. But like if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I would have done. I got so stressed. I don't know if it shines that through in the vlog, but I was so anxious. I had a horrible day. I felt so anxious that whole recording because I just felt like it wasn't going right. And it's my most popular video. And a video I actually came out and I went, oh no, that came out well in the edit. But the recording, I was just so non-confident, and I hated it. But yeah, proud of that video now. But at the time, it weirded me out. I've just went off the hashtag. I realized. Oh, here we go. We're back on it. Showers or baths? I take showers. I take showers nowadays. I haven't had a bath in a long time. What's something that you genuinely find interesting? So many things. Well, I was speaking to my dad about one today. The subconscious mind. It's crazy. It's more in control than we think, but the conscious mind can't really comprehend it, right? Because your conscious and your subconscious they communicate, but as entities, they're pretty separate, right? And like the subconscious mind's weird, and it doesn't have any memory, right? Like because dreams are subconscious. Your dreams are your subconscious mind doing things, and you only remember them when your conscious mind kind of observes them. In essence, your subconscious basically has. This is how I understand it, at least. If I'm wrong, just tell me. I'm not a scientist, but yeah. Anyway, the point is that you have to consciously experience things to like memorize them, and it like we consciously do not experience anything in the present. Our brains aren't quick enough. By the time we've analyzed it, it's already in the past. And I'm not far in the past, seconds maybe, but it's still already past, right? So we don't experience anything in the present. But the subconscious mind basically does, because it doesn't have enough memory to like not. It's very present, and it's like there was if anyone saw the Vsauce YouTube Red series, the one where it's like there's two buttons with lights on them, and you had to try and click a button before it lit up, but you had like a brain scanner on, and it would essentially know which button you were going to press and light it up before you even pressed it and were close to it, before you even before you even consciously were aware you made the decision, because subconsciously you make the decision on which button you're going to press before your conscious knows, meaning that your subconscious has more control. You're just not consciously aware of that. It basically feeds you thoughts. And the reason I thought about that today is because we were on the motorway driving down, and we were near London, and I thought London's a very touristy place. We're driving around. I bet there's a lot of cars with slightly foreign European number plates around, and I'm going to look for the next few minutes just to see if I can spot any. And literally the second I had the thought, I looked to my left, and there was a car with a very unique number plate. It was Swiss, and their number plate's totally different to ours. They're white. They have a Swiss flag on them. Like, it was very different. But I hadn't consciously acknowledged that prior to having the thought of I would assume they're around. I'm going to start looking, and then I not consciously acknowledged it after I started looking. But isn't that weirdly coincidental? Right, that I had the thought that maybe there's foreign cars around, and immediately there was. And my theory is that my subconscious had spotted this. I hadn't consciously acknowledged it. The subconscious acknowledging it had spurred the conscious thought that there might be something, and then I consciously acknowledged it. And that's so weird. The fact that basically this part of our brain that we don't consider to be us is almost more in control of us. We just don't realize it. It's very weird. I rambled on that point for a long time. That was my big one today. That was another emotions playlist thing. Like how people call Tobo a fluffy cow over a cat. What animal do you give off? I don't know, man. I'm just a boy. I'm just a lovely boy. I'm a boy. I'm a beautiful boy. I don't know. Hey Jake, it's me, your birthday twin. I'm not getting over the fact that you said you're welcome for my personality when technically I can be. What? I have no idea what that means. But you know. Have you ever listened to Alcohol Free by Twice? I haven't, but I could do. Favorite memory of you and George? Just hanging out at Tommy's, having a chat. Me and George get on very well, but we don't hang out enough. If George ever sees this is my call for us to hang out more. Because whenever we do, we just get on. We have very nice chats, and we just talk. So I like George. George is a good guy. A lot of respect for George. Who's older, you or Josh? Me. I'm the older brother. I just don't look it because I'm shorter. Do you enjoy mint chocolate / mint flavored things? I do. They're nice. I do like mint flavored things. Yes. Hi, you did amazing at MCC. How do you find it? I love this MCC. I messaged Scott afterwards and said how good it was. I love the first one, but this one was a lot better. It was a very good event. Ace Race was my favorite game, and I always figured it probably would be because I love like speedrunning games and track things, and like it's very much my style. But the first time I just didn't really enjoy it because of the issues. But this time I loved it. Ace Race was great. My only frustrations were at me being kind of bad. So yeah, loved MCC. Loved every minute. Just wish I did better. I think I would like to be above 23rd next time. I'd like to be above 23rd. What's your favorite number? 52 factorial. I can't exactly. It's like 8 point something e to the 43. I'm actually going to check what it is right now. If I got that right, I'd be so amazed. It's probably so far wrong. 52 factorial. 8 point, oh, it's e to the 67, but it was 8 point something. E to the 67, though. I thought it was 42 for some reason. Oh, it's the answer to fucking life, the universe, and everything. But yeah, it's my favorite number. It's a very oddly specific number, but I really like that number. 52 factorial. Because it's the number of potential shuffles of a deck of cards, and it's so astronomically high as a number that it basically statistically means every time you shuffle a deck of cards, you're the only person ever in the history of ever to shuffle a deck of cards in that exact order. And it's crazy to think with 52 cards, every time you shuffle it, it's entirely unique. Given that you're shuffling it completely randomly, obviously. And that's probably not true, but like statistically speaking, it's the most likely result. It's very weird. There's this whole thing about like, if you were to break that down into seconds, how much time that is. It's like, it's just such an astronomically large number. I love, it's my favorite number. Favorite holiday you've been on? Probably, my phone's low. All right. Probably, I know, I went to Greece once. Twice, actually. I really like the times I went to Greece. Greece is great. I went to Rhodes specifically. It's very nice. Do you know if Tommy kept the fishing t-shirt? I don't recall. I don't know. I'll have to check. Please let me know if you can do math. I did an A level in math. I call it maths though, but yes. I do like maths. Have you ever watched Love Island? I watched one season, and I enjoyed it. But apparently, every time I went to do it again, I'm just not. So I'm just not in a while. But yeah, I'm susceptible to trashy TV. I'm like you. Okay. Sorry, I'm in a picture rut. There's lots of pictures. Jack, are you a drug dealer? Why do you have two phones? So people think I'm a drug dealer. That's why. Because people leave you alone if they think you're a drug dealer. I was talking about this today. People don't tend to approach me when I'm by myself as much as they do when I'm with someone else. Like I get recognized. Like I went to a service station and people recognized me, but no one ever came up to me. Because I remember I saw one girl gasp, and I don't think she thought I noticed, but I saw her gasp, but she didn't come over. It's only like when I'm with like Tubbo or Tommy, like they'll go to Tubbo first and then they'll come to me. But like otherwise they'll just like look and they'll just stare. And it was very weird. And maybe it's the two phones. Maybe people genuinely do think I'm a drug dealer. Maybe I should stop carrying them. Maybe that's why. It was a cool noise. Did you hear that? Wow. When did you last go to Build-A-Bear? I've been in a lot of times. I've never got one though. So in terms of when did I last like go and get something? Never. But I probably went in a good few years ago. It'd be like probably 5 years ago now. Probably more actually. If you want to stream, what job would you like to do? I wanted to go into cybersecurity. I was training to go into software engineering, but I wanted to do cybersecurity, but I couldn't get on a course for it. But yeah, but honestly, now if I wasn't doing it, I probably want to do something creative. Like, I still want to work in like a creative industry. I think I used to do so much academic stuff, and I'm so much more fulfilled by other things. Tubbo's calling me on Discord. I'll answer. I'll put him on speaker. Oh no, and then he hung up. Okay. That was weird. I wonder what that was about. Okay. He just stopped calling. If he joins the space, we'll let him speak. That was really weird. More questions, please. Let's have a look. What was that noise? Just my noise. It was my noise. I'm still scrolling. What does that mean? I just read that and said I'm not in the space right now. But what's the song that gets you like white girl hyped? You know those songs that make you feel like you want to dance in a party just like a white girl. What does that mean? What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know. Would you ever consider getting this hat? Let's give it a read. Women fear me, fish fear me. Men turn their eyes away from me as I walk. No beast dare make a sound in my presence. I'm alone on this barren earth. Perhaps, but I there's that one with a really long brim that has like the passage about fish that I quite like as well, though. You seem like the type of person who drinks milk on its own. No, I don't drink milk at all. Hate it. Bad. Tastes bad. Don't even have it in things very often. I do have it in certain things a little bit, but not much. I'm not a milk enjoyer. M&M's or Skittles? Skittles, but M&M's good. Let's see. What do you get when you go to Greg's? Ham salad baguette and a sugar strand donut. Where did the username Thunder1408 come from? To summarize really briefly, when I was a kid, I was about 10. I wanted a CBBC account to play Flash games. Wanted the username Thunder because it's cool, but it was taken. So my mum geniusly said, "Put your birthday at the end," which is the 14th of August. So I did, and then it just stuck. And I'm not creative enough to come up with another username, so I just used it everywhere. From the day I was 10 to the day I was like 18. But eventually I was like, this is a bad brand because no one remembers the numbers ever. So I changed it. And everyone called me Jack Manifold anyway. Everyone knew me by my full name, so I thought, screw it, let's just brand by it. What breed is he? Just a little boy. Oh, that's what I said because they asked me what animal I am, and I said I'm just a boy. They made a meme about it. Thank you for that. I like that meme. It's a good meme. What time is it? It's 50 minutes past 12. I'm going to go to bed soon, but I want to read a few more. But why do you need two phones? I don't need two. What it was, I like my Android phone, but there's some things you can only get on iPhone. So I bought a cheap iPhone. I mainly just use it to record vlogs and FaceTime people, though. I still use my other phone the most. It's just this one I use. But I kind of want to separate like business and life between the two phones, maybe. But honestly, I'm thinking I've really been enjoying the iPhone recently. The more like people from different countries I speak to, the more I just use the iPhone for iMessage. So I might just get an iPhone 12 because I've got like a cheap secondhand one. How old is your profile picture? It's my 16th birthday, or 4 days after. I was celebrating my 16th birthday. So I'm coming up on my 19th, so about 3 years. But Wilbur's is him when he was 17, and he's nearly 25, so I think that's fine. What's your favorite thing about your job? The fact that it doesn't feel like one, and that it's fun, and I don't hate what I do. You know, I get up and I get to do something I enjoy. I get to work by my own schedule and do what I think's best, and I'm my own boss. And there's so much freedom with it. And even when I am working, I'm doing things that are enjoyable. So Oh, Tubbo was in here. Oh, I didn't know that. Probably ignored him. Feel guilty now. Didn't notice. How did you survive A-level maths? Maths has always been one I didn't struggle with too bad. So I was already naturally all right at it. But it's just I don't know. I don't know. Practice makes perfect with maths. I'm not gonna do a math stream. No one would show up. Someone asked if I teach the maths on stream. It's like no one would show to that. Conscious, what you recall right now, the color of your walls. Teacher say subconscious, what you recall easily what you ate last night, and unconscious, what you're referring to as the subconscious. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay, that's my bad. But yeah. What I meant by subconscious was unconscious mind. You're right. You're right. That's me. That is me. But yeah, you get my point though. The point I was making is still valid. That the unconscious mind's very interesting. I kind of blended the subconscious and the conscious into one sort of thing, and that's still fine for the point I was making, but I labeled them wrong. You should get one of these, like $100, just like a huge Among Us puppet. That is tempting. How's the hair going? I hate it. It's just bad. I feel it on my head and on my forehead. Like I feel like my little bangs, and I feel the hair on my ears, and it's just weird. Hate it. Odd numbers, even odds. Take 5, for example. It's got two numbers on either side. Why would that not mean that? Okay. What character did you choose when you play Mario Kart? Villager or me? Usually. But also sometimes Waluigi, because he's cool. Let's see. Would you most like to be teamed with for MCC? I want to team with Nikki next time. We both made that pact. I tried to get her this time, but I may have applied well after I should have done because I forgot to hit submit on the form the first time and may have literally. Look, I really screwed up the MCC teams this time for Scott. I made it very awkward for him to add me because I signed up way too late. So yeah, it wasn't too late, but like it was like late. It made it a bit awkward for Scott to put me on any teams because he basically already finished them by the time he added me because I didn't fill out the form till I thought I'd filled it out and I hadn't hit submit. So my bad. I didn't do it on purpose. But this time I'm going to fill it out properly. I'm going to try and go on a team with Nikki. Did you ever watch Doctor Who? Not really. Not really. Have you had more Greek food recently? Yes, I have. I like it. I was wondering if you've had your photos printed. Burgers printed? What? I like the burgers printed thing. It's funny. I like the one where it's like, hey, wondering if you had your burgers printed? Photos printed? What? And there's just like a human man. That's funny. You like you needed to pee here, correct? Probably did. A lot of the pictures today, I desperately needed to pee. I only basically got caught by people when I needed to pee because I was going to the toilet and that was through the bar where everyone was like crossed. So yeah, probably did. Probably did need to pee. His favorite TV show and song. Song's really hard. I really like Corso at the minute though, but Tyler the Creator. My favorite TV show though, easy. It's Joe Pera Talks with You. It's on Adult Swim. If you're in the UK, you can watch it on E4. It's great. It's my favorite show ever. Um, anyone I know who's watched it is super passionate about it and thinks it's one of the best TV shows ever. It's really weird. It's either it just doesn't, you just don't resonate with it, and you're like, yeah, this is kind of, it's just this, like Joe Perez, he's like a quiet teacher. He's just mellow, and he's like kind of has boring interests, but he's so charming, and he just has these one-liners that are just really funny. Like I tell this one all the time, but there's this bit where so in the show he has his best friend's an older black dude, and there's a part in the show, right, where he just randomly he basically, so the first episode, I'll give you the premise. He wants to just talk about iron, right? There is relevance to his best friend being an older black dude. It's just I need to give the context first. We'll get back to it. Just bear that in mind because it's context for the joke. But it's like, so they're he wants to talk about iron, right? So he wants to give a whole show about iron, and he starts talking about it, and then people knock on his door, and they're like, "Oh, we're here for the house showing." And he's like, "What?" And he realizes that someone's put a for sale sign in his yard instead of the yard for the house that is for sale across the road. But he feels as if he's got to honor the sign because signs are important. So he tours them around his house, and then they want to buy it. And he has like this meltdown where he's like, "I don't want to move to Canada," because he just decides he has to move to Canada if he moves. He can't just like move house. He just has to. I don't know. He's a weird dude. And he's like, I can't do this. I can't handle another lawsuit right now. And he just drops that in, and he's really mellow and like tame. And then he just drops in like this, like, I can't handle another lawsuit right now. It's really funny. And then at the end of the episode, like it's about to end, and the lawsuit thing just isn't addressed. And he goes, "Oh, by the way, probably should address the lawsuit thing. Me and Gene this is the friend. He's like, have decided to sue each other to study racial bias within the U.S. court system." And it's just such a weird like idea. It's just such a weird concept for two friends to have done that. It's like, hey, we have the capability here to really study racial bias with no consequences. Let's do it. And it just amused me. It's just a very oddly specific thing to then explain away a joke that was made so early on in the episode without context that you forgot about it. So the context being added so late is really funny. It's so the humor is very subtle, but it really lands. But it's also very sweet and has one of my favorite romance arcs, and it's just such a good show. Such a good show, and the music's really nice, and it's very calming. It's like so relaxing. It's just such a like he talks really. Joe Pera has a very nice voice, and it's like he just talks. It's just very nice. It's just a very nice show. I honestly would recommend it to anyone. And I'm not saying that everyone will like it. I think a lot of people will be like a bit bored by it and won't really see the humor. But I think if it resonates with you, you will love it. That's what I found. Either people just like, yeah, it's inoffensive. I don't really get it. But I remember showing my dad the episode where he gets really obsessed with the song Baba O'Reilly. And just like keeps like he's like, isn't it weird? It's not called Teenage Wasteland, and just like shit like that. It's so weird, but like it's funny. It's just funny. I don't know how to explain it. Or like the episode where he just goes grocery shopping and that's it. So weird, but it's good. It's the best show ever. I swear. Just take my word for it, because I'm maybe not selling it right now. But when you explain it, it isn't good. Like that's the thing. I think it always baffles me, because when you try to explain it, it doesn't sound good, but it is. What show is this? This is Joe Pera Talks With You. What's your favorite Rex song? I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and it used to be Edition, but probably still is Edition. I just haven't listened to it in a while. What are your opinions on different religions and beliefs? Well, different to my own is any, because I'm atheist, but I think they're great. I remember having a deep interest in Islam for a while. I actually own a Quran. Nikki got given one by an Uber driver, and she's like, "I'm not going to use this," and I'm like, "I will take this Quran. I'd like to read through it one day," because I've always had this like weird interest in Islam, because there's certain practices and things that just intrigue me. There's just things about it that intrigue me. I'd like to know a bit more. Buddhism, I think, is really interesting. It's the only religion I personally perhaps take part in myself, because there's no God or anything like that. You don't have to believe in anything particularly. It's just, or you don't have to believe in anything that isn't kind of already concrete in a sense. Apart from, is it Buddhism that does believe in reincarnation though? I don't know. I probably wouldn't be completely 100% like every teaching, but the idea of all the meditation stuff really intrigues me. Meditation as a whole really intrigues me. A lot of Eastern Orthodox Christians also meditate a lot, and any religion that meditation as a whole is an incredibly interesting thing. I think it's completely underutilized, and I'm guilty of that too, because I don't do it. But like it's a super cool thing, and I really find it interesting how it's been interlinked into religion, because personally, I find that religion. Someone said something once that really landed with me, and it's like, if you look at ancient writing, it's only in modern years, and I mean like modern in a relative speaking over like the course of the entire planet, but like, or like human history. So like relative in like, I'm talking hundreds of years, but still relatively recently. We write very literally and descriptively, and we used to write very metaphorically, and what we said didn't necessarily correlate to something real and tangible. And religious stories don't necessarily mean like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's like describing things in a sense. A lot of the time, things are metaphors and allegory for things that are real, and they don't mean literally what they're saying. If you study ancient texts, I think when you look at things from that perspective, they get really interesting. That's just my 2 cents. I'm really open. People can believe whatever they want to believe, and I do not care. I'm a bit weird about people pushing things onto people, like people thinking that others should share the same beliefs as them. I'm all for people teaching people about things. I just don't think you should then go, I've taught you about this and I expect you to agree. That's wrong. But yeah, that was, again, so religion's something that I've always found very interesting, despite being completely atheist myself, because I just don't believe in anything particularly. But as I got older, I got more atheist, and then I got less atheist again. I'm a bit more open to things now, and that's because there's a fellow I used to listen to, Christian fella. He used to speak about God a lot, and I kind of listened to him speak about it a lot, and eventually I came to a conclusion on kind of what God is, which is a very profound thing to say, and I don't claim to have answers. That's not what I mean. But like, I came to like a rational conclusion in my mind of like, okay, well, if there is this God, what is it? And I wanted to understand that in my terms, and I kind of rationalized it in my own terms, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of more open to believing in something like that. But it's not something I want to talk about, because I feel like it's a bit, it's a very outlandish and almost offensive claim to claim I know what God is, right? It's like, I'm not. That's what I'm claiming. It's just I just managed to rationalize it in my own kind of worldview. And that's very important, I think. I think to believe in something, for me at least, I've got to be able to rationalize it with everything else that I know to be true. And I kind of did that. I was like, okay, no, I can. I'm just rambling about religion. Most people are probably leaving now because the Minecraft man is talking about serious things. This is probably the part where everyone tunes out. But if you get me talking about an interesting topic, I will just talk about it. Um, it's just so interesting to me. But yes, anyway, I'm gonna move on. What's one album you'll always go back and listen to no matter what? Ooh, what do I stick on just a lot? There's an album I go, I could listen to this in full right now. Probably Because You'll Never Be Free. It's a very good album. It's quite short as well. I feel like I'm not good with time commitment. It's quite a short one. No, don't do that. Someone made a Photoshop of "Do Not Watch Jack Manifold" at 3 a.m. and it was an Arcade Craniacs video. And I was like, "Oh my god, is that real?" For just a brief second, that made my day, but it's photoshopped. My god, if the Arcade Craniacs made that video, as I always say it, but I'd love to make a video with those guys. If I'm in the US, I'm going to make such an effort. If you see me in an Arcade Craniacs video, do not be surprised. I mean, do be surprised if they let me because they have no reason to. But I mean, do not be surprised that I wanted to and tried. That is what I'm saying. Oh, someone was asking about my law and like going back on the Dream SMP. I'm not done with the Dream SMP. I'm not done with law. I wish not to reveal my plans, but I do plan on going back on the server pretty soon now. Pretty soon now. I plan on going back on, and I have a little bit of a plan for it. And then probably once I've made that return, I'll probably become more regular again, but I don't want to come back too early. I haven't done law in 78 days, I found out today, which is a long time. But equally, I don't want to just try interject myself where there's nothing. I don't feel like Jack Manifold, nothing's happened to progress him. The character's so oriented around the actions of others. He basically has no sense of self. It's just everything he strives towards is a direct consequence of others' actions. And other people have not acted in a way towards him in a while. I know Wilbur, I mean, Jack Manifold doesn't know this, but I know that Wilbur's been talking about him a lot. But while ever Jack doesn't know that, there's nothing for him to kind of know about. So I don't know. But when I come back, it's not necessarily hugely lore heavy, but whenever I do a Dream SMP stream, it's always done from a perspective of the character, unless I strictly state otherwise. So even though it won't be like a real story progressor, there'll be tidbits, and then I think it'll allow us to go forward again. But right now, it's just very difficult to progress a story where when you built a character around the actions of so many other people, and then everyone else slows down, it becomes almost impossible to continue that character. And I could just go on and do a bunch of like out of character streams, but I just don't like doing that. I think having this really strict line between what's lore and what isn't is silly. I think everything should be, like I think everything should be done from the perspective of the character. And whether it's important is a different thing. Whether it's worth note, it's like today Jack like the C exclamation point shit, the C exclamation point Jack Manifold like took a dump. It's like, yeah, cool, that's part of his story, but it isn't particularly important. But like it is what he did. Like it's like that's a really poor example, but you get what I mean. Like it's like everything's done from the character's perspective. It's just sometimes I'll do a stream like this next stream I'm going to do. I don't think it's going to be like a big pivotal moment, but like there'll be little bits, and it'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I think it's still worth watching. I just, but no, I'm not done with it, and it will be coming soon. Do not think I'm done with it. I'm quite excited actually, to go back to it because it's been a long time. It's been a long time, but I think I needed to step away from it for a bit. It's been a lot. We've been on it for a long time now. I just lobbed my phone on the ground. I just completely dropped it. I'm an idiot. That was embarrassing. Also, my phone's about to die. My charger's upstairs. I'm in my office. I'm going to run and get my charger. Hold on. Hopefully my family don't collar me because they probably won't realise I'm just going to I'm going to whisper because they're all in bed. Hey guys, real ASMR hours. Who up? Me. I'm the one who's up. Okay, there's the wire. There's the plug. But not for weed, haha, just for charging. Okay, and then I'm going to go down. And I'm back in the office. I actually need to go back up. I left my water up there. I actually really want to go get that. Okay, I'm going to go back again, guys. Tiptoeing. Okay, water. Running back. Okay. Mission successful, boys. Well done. I've been talking a lot today. I've been doing a lot of shouting. Football always leaves my voice hoarse whenever I get involved. I'm not doing that today. Right. Back to questions. Sorry. I need to go get those things. Oh, God, it's warm. It's warm in here. My office is always so warm. The fan's upstairs. I'm not going up there. Have you forced or willingly watched Hamilton yet? I have not. I shall one day, though. What secondary school year was the best for you? Why was it year 9? It wasn't. It was probably... I hated sixth form, but also I had so many good memories from it in terms of the social aspect. I was tried really hard in school and really let my social slip because of it. I had a very small group of friends and I didn't really go outside of it. I'm not an antisocial person by nature, particularly. I just didn't dedicate any time to it. As I say, I'm like, out of all my friend group, I'm the only extroverted person. So it's not like by nature, but like I just did that, and like I finally allowed myself to be a bit more social by sixth form. As much as I hated the educational side of it, I came out my shell a bit, and in a way that has really benefited me. And content creation as well. I met so many. Part of it is just meeting people. That's really brought me out my shell as well. So socially, that was very important to me. I feel like I neglected the social element of my life for a long time. Sorry, I needed a drink, but yeah, I'm really glad that I stopped. Really glad that I give it a lot of time now. And it's weird because I feel guilty about it to a degree because I'm a big workaholic, but like, I know I think it benefits me. I think I'm 18 years old. This is the prime time. I just forget I'm 18 years old most of the time. I feel older. Everyone always thinks I'm older when they meet me. It's a game. When people introduce me, they immediately ask, "How old do you think he is?" It's like if I'm with a friend and they introduce me to something, like, "How old do you think he is?" And they never get it right. It's always at least 20, which is like, and I'm not saying like I just look old. I'm not trying to do that. I just mean like, I don't know what it is. I'm an old head, and I don't mean to be. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm an old head, and it gives off. And for that reason, I always forget. I'm still young. I get to do things. I get to dick around, and I forget that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Best and worst MCC game. My favorite is Ace Race. It's just a personal thing. My least favorite is probably Sky Battle. It's just not in any way my strong suit. It's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. So yeah, never really works out for me. I don't think I'm the worst PvP ever, but I'm definitely not great. And for that reason, it's like, a lot of people getting very annoyed that I even referenced ASMR. Opinion on these. Oh, those are George's. I don't need to see George's feet. Oh no. That looks like Among Us. That's funny. That looks like Among Us. Maybe don't lob your phone next time. I didn't mean to. Which phone did you drop? The one I'm talking to you on. That's probably why I was really loud. Sorry, I read a long one, but it isn't worth reading out loud. But it was interesting for me to read, but it isn't worth. I had nothing to add. You watched Wolves stream today? No, I was in a car, almost half asleep. Which I should go to bed soon. I haven't even put the phone on charge. My phone's gonna die. Idiot, man. Let me put my phone on charge. Sorry about this. I did that thing where I missed the the port for a few seconds really awkwardly before I put it in. Oh. Right. Is there any new games that you've been wanting to / planning to play in later streams? Just lots of different horror games. I'm really into the horror game stuff at the minute, and people seem to be really enjoying them. So I do. I think I will be playing more horror games. Shaving head stream this time next year? No, maybe sooner, because I hate this hair. I'm getting it cut on Tuesday, and no one can stop me. I'm still growing it. I'm getting it styled to a degree because this looks awful. So it will be shorter, but it's still growing. But I might just shave it all off. But I'll make reason for it. You know what I mean? It's like I'll make sure there's reason for that. Listen to these. Someone just sent me a bunch of TV Girl to listen to. I know Lovers Rock, but that's it. I only know Lovers Rock by TV Girl. I love hearing your take on things like this. I much prefer tough and complicated talk rather than small talk. Have a good night. No, I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad that people are there to listen to things like this because I actually really like talking like that as well. I just find that, like, at the end of the day, I'm a silly Minecraft entertainer, right? And it's like a lot of people who follow me did not follow me for that. And I'm not offended by the fact that people don't want to listen to it. And I don't want to be, I don't want to do it all the time because obviously, but sometimes I do, especially on the Twitter spaces because they don't really, it doesn't matter if like less people listen to me. If people want to click off, that's fine. I just kind of do these for the people that want to listen. So, you should do this on your Windows IRL. I should open my window IRL. That should make me less warm. I'm not talking very loud so the neighbors won't mind. Oh, there we go. Got a bit of breeze in here. My God. Right, yeah, that's better. Okay. Would you ever come to Scotland? Perhaps. I might do. I quite like Scotland. Oh, there's the fish hat with the big brim. There we go. It says, "Let any fish who meets my gaze learn the true meaning of fear, for I am the harbinger of death, the bane of creatures subaqueous. My rod is true and unwavering. As I cast into the aquatic abyss, a man scorned by this uncaring earth finds solace in the sea, my only friend. The worm upon my hook, wriggling, writhing, struggling to surmount the mortal pointlessness that permeates his barren world. I am alone, I am empty, and yet I fish." I want a cat that says that. It's got a really long brim to fit it all on. It's very cool. I want that cat. Any chance we could get a chill Minecraft stream about you talking about things you're interested in? I'm pretty sure you did one a couple months ago. It was one of my favorite streams. Interesting to hear you talk about stuff you find cool. I might do one. As I say, it's kind of like these Twitter spaces where I don't think the majority of people are around for that sort of thing. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't like to do them too often because I think a lot of people are just like, yeah, I'm here just to laugh and like that's it. And I'm not offended by that. I'm not saying like, oh, my audience just don't care about that. That's not what I'm saying. That's perfectly understandable. But I can do them occasionally. I think it's probably not a bad thing. Were you forced to take this? And it's a picture of me and I'm Alex. And the answer is no. Not forced, but not forced. That's harsh. Did you order from the Chinese? King prawn chow mein. Would you ever consider a podcast where you just ramble about whatever you want? Kind of like when Wilbur's podcast, Hey and stuff. I think I would, but I need something to prompt me like this where people ask me questions. So I'd have to come up with a structure for that. But yeah, perhaps I would. Perhaps I would do that. I think maybe I would. Please explain the story behind this photo. I'm in Nikki and Rihanna's kitchen with Pyrocynical, and Tommy took a picture of us unexpectedly. Answer. I thought about getting a PO box. I have, but I'm moving soon, so there's no point setting one up where I live now because I'm moving away, and I won't be near this. So no, not yet, but soon. I would like to do one. When is the subathon? I don't know yet. It's difficult to plan because I got other things around the same time, so I need to think about it. You know, soonish. You will know a date before it happens, so people can know. But I don't know yet. Was I in the southwest recently, specifically the Somerset area? No, I'm almost always in the southeast. Yeah. Sorry. Do you drink dark fruits? No, I do not. I'm not a dark fruits enjoyer. I'm not a dark fruits enjoyer. I had it once. I was like, oh, this is bad. I don't know why people like this so much. Was the last concert? I've never been to a concert ever. That's my answer. I've never been to a concert. I need to because I love music and live music is great. I've just never, as I say, I used to try really hard in school. I didn't used to give time to things. Something I need to do now, but COVID hit, so I will do it soon. Whenever the next concert that comes up that interests me, I'm gonna go to. I think. Have you ever been to Birmingham? I have. I have been to Birmingham. When I went to EGX the first time, which is it's held at the same venue as Insomnia. It's a similar event, but it's more oriented around showing off new games, specifically indie games and things like that. But yeah, I went around Birmingham when I went to that and had like a little look around. It's quite nice. I liked it. I remember having a bottle of Dr. Pepper and opening it, and like it obviously fizzed up, and it literally I opened the cap, and everyone in like a meter, 2 meter, they're probably like a 2 meter radius just got hit with Dr. Pepper. It blew up. I got covered. It was awful. Felt just bad. But that's what I remember of Birmingham. Is Italy real? I think so, but I have no evidence for that. I've never been. I'll have to let you know. How do you feel about Toa's song coming out? Very excited for him. Very excited for him. I think it'll be really cool. How many languages do you speak? English is the only one I speak fully, but I know little bits of others, but none that I couldn't speak any. Can you say something in Romanian? No, that's not one of the ones I know at all. Sorry. Oh, hey. This is Sophie from earlier. She helped organize all the Minecraft YouTubers going to the Clash of Creators event. And she tweeted me saying, "Thanks for being lovely." Thank you for being lovely. You were very nice. She looked after me a bit. She followed me around to make sure I wasn't too harassed. I didn't get dedicated security, but I had Sophie follow me so she could shout them given I was, which was very kind. Listen to Young Gravy. I can't say I do. No. Your favorite alcohol beverages? I don't know. I always used to drink beers and ciders, but then what I've noticed is that you have to drink so much more of them to keep up with everyone. So I started drinking wine because spirits just always make me feel sick. But then I've noticed if I mix them well, I can handle them. So I actually drank vodka today, which is rare because we all know the vodka story. Usually it just makes me feel sick, but yeah, I do quite like wine. I became quite a wine fiend. I got really drunk on prosecco on stream actually. So again, people have probably seen it. My drinking experience have been a lot of my drinking experiences have been live recently, and that's not good. Don't follow my example, children. Or just don't. No one follow this. I've not got a problem, by the way. That sounded very problemed. That's not what I'm trying to imply. Just be responsible, which I mostly am, but sometimes I slip up, and that's okay. but you shouldn't. You should at least try not to. But I might do it until dawn soon. Sorry, someone mentioned that. I was like, roommate? I don't want to say yet because they've not mentioned that they're moving, and I don't want to spoil it. Are they online right now? I'm not gonna say it yet. I think my roommate is someone you all know, but they've not mentioned they're moving yet. I don't believe, not that I know, unless they've just completely publicly announced it, and I just don't know. But like, I don't think so. But I'm sure we'll let you know closer to the time. You'll all find out. It's an exciting one. I'm really looking forward to living with them. It'll be very fun. And it's not Tommy. Everyone always guesses Tommy, and then they guess Nikki. And let me explain why that's a bad guess. Nikki has a roommate and a house in the same area I wish to live in. Not the same area, the same wider area. It's not like we're really really close, but like pretty close. It's Brighton, so like, you know. But so that why would she need to move again? And Tommy's way too young. Like he's still 17. He would not move for a while yet. I'm moving in like the next couple of months. So you know, what I'm planning on. That's the plan. I don't even know how to cook those. I'm fucked. I'll be fine. I'll learn before I go. How's it meeting Ollie Ball and Jacob? I didn't speak to Jacob. My brother gets on with them really well. Actually, they became friends. They were on the same team. But I met Ollie Ball, and I shook his hand. And I was at this point a little bit drunk. I've sobered up now. But at that point, I just came off of like being told that, hey, we want you to present this trophy. As I just bought a new drink. I probably should finish this then because it's probably not best to do it with a drink in my hand. So I was a little bit drunk, but I shook his hand and was like, I like what you do, man. And he was like, oh, thanks. And that was it. Like that was the only conversation we had. But I do like volleyball, but same as Jacob. I would have said the same to him given he was there. But yeah, just a nice lad. He seemed a very nice lad. My brother seems to think he's really nice, and I trust his judgment. So Ollie Ball gets seal of approval from me. But everyone I met was lovely. Everyone I met today was lovely. I met a lot of new people. Or I met a lot of people for the first time as well who I knew briefly or some very well. Like Connie, like I've known Connie for a long time, but we've never met. And like Bambino Becky, we both know each other. We have a lot of mutual friends and we follow each other on Twitter. And I'm sure we've like tweeted each other a couple of times. But like that was our first proper conversation. We really got on, and like you know, it's really nice meeting people. So everyone was great. But yeah, Ollie Ball and Jacob. I only met Ollie Ball, but he seemed lovely. Do you get recognised often? I don't. I told this earlier, but people don't tend to come up to me. They just stare. If people don't like coming up to me very often, they only do it when I'm in groups. And when I'm in groups, it's not as bad for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's not bad anyway. I love people. Like if you see me, this is my permission now for those people who just stare. Please, you can come up to me and say hi. I don't mind, and I'm not evil. Promise. But like it can get overwhelming when the only time I've ever been overwhelmed by it was a little bit today when we were. I'm not trying to say this to like guilt trip anyone or try and make people feel bad. No one did anything wrong. It's just a lot of people trying to do something that's totally cool, but like it was just a lot of people. And as I was trying to leave, I wanted to get to the car and leave because I was already running behind. There's so many people asking for pictures, and it was I felt overwhelmed internally like by the conflict of should I stay and have all these pictures or I should really go? And then it was like eventually I just had to I'll do a few and then I'll go. And then like I just felt bad for the people that missed out. That was the only thing that kind of didn't sit right. But that's not anyone's fault. You know what I mean? I still 100% encourage people to come up to me and like say hi and all of that stuff. I love it. I really love meeting people. Some of the people today said some really nice things and things I kind of need to hear recently as well. Like things that I was like, yeah, I needed that. I'm really glad someone said that to me. It really made me feel good and affirmed things to me that needed affirming. It was very, it was a very good time for me to meet people. But by the end of the day, it was just like events like these. The only issue is, you know, because I didn't go with the intent of meeting people because I had no idea how many people. I didn't think that many people would be there to meet me. It's a football crowd. I didn't think it'd be my crowd, but you know, people. It was, and it shocked me. But like, I was like, I didn't give myself that time. If it was like an organized event, of course I give myself that time. It was just like that I wasn't prepared to meet that many people today, and it kind of sucked that I wasn't. But meeting the people was cool. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't get recognised too often, to be fair. Wear this again, and it's the Hulk costume from the Drunk Cast. But I don't know if you recall, I fell and ripped it, and then because it was already kind of ripped and wouldn't blow up, I thought, fuck it, I need to piss, and the thing's awful to get off. I'm just going to rip a big hole in the front and go piss. So it's got a big hole in the front and is also in a bin. So I'm so sorry, but I kept the fan that blew it up. I just use it as like a fan to cool myself off sometimes. I think, yeah, I think I've reached kind of all the questions at this point. Is it Wilbur? Wilbur again also lives in Brighton and has roommates. Again, no, not Wilbur, not Wilbur. It's not someone who already lives in Brighton. That they already live there. There's your clue. But anyway, that's my roommate clue. I am gonna call it now. I should go to bed. I did not plan on being up this late. I'm tired. I got an hour and a half of sleep last night, and I need to get up kind of early tomorrow. So I am gonna hit the hay. But it was lovely speaking to you all. I hope you enjoyed that. I realise it is a little bit different to what I usually do, as I said, over on Twitch. But I like these to be a little bit more, you know, genuine, and like I like to speak. If things interest me, I'll answer them in full. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Lovely being here. I should hopefully be live tomorrow. If I come up with an idea, I just came up with one right now, actually. So I'm going to see if I can get that done. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow regardless. I don't want to promise that, actually, just in case I can't be. I've got other things to deal with as well, but I'll try to be. I'm trying to stream more at the minute. I've been on too many trips to Brighton recently. One of which was for a sponsor, and the other one was for a big meetup. So like, I'm glad I did them, but they were too close, and I took like a bit. I inadvertently took like a week from streaming, or like a week where like I stream like once, like 2 weeks where like I stream twice. You know what I mean? I don't like doing that. So like, I'm trying to get more regular again. So I'm going to try and be live tomorrow. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. If any of you are new, because I know I apologize, Twitter people who probably don't follow me. The hashtag thing does always trend, but it's the only way for me to get questions. I'm sorry for stealing your Twitter trending for the evening. I hope you don't mind. But if you are new and you did enjoy, feel free to follow. I really appreciate it. I do a lot of streaming on Twitch, so it'd be great to see some new people there. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go to bed. Go home, go bed. So